Hey everybody, it's me, Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 Hertz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally, and further strengthen your brain and your heart coherence as well. Get a plant-based diet going for yourself today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and get with alkalinity. Then you can generate some static electricity. Send me some love telepathically. Set attention to your mind and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to great days. Now today I'm actually going to talk on the Travis Scott incidents that took place in Astroworld, and I'm going to basically explain all the controversy and all the hidden truths behind what it was actually about. It wasn't purely of a accidental means, but more of a deeper esoteric or occult or even a sacrificial type of ritualistic performance that was actually being put into place, okay? And today we're going to go over how and why and what is really happening during the Astroworld performance. So today's video is Travis Scott Uncovered. Now, let's get right into it, all right? So, once again, there was an incident at Travis Scott's performance in Astroworld, right? It was basically there was some deaths. There was about at least 8 children who lost their lives, right? And basically this happened during the performance, and it was due to some of the difficulties that took place, right? They were called difficulties, but in all actuality there was a lot of influence from a lot of different entities that were basically on the uprise during such performance, because these performances are not just performances per se, they are literally rituals, because in all actuality music is one way of connecting to a higher dimension of being, and this actually allows you to further connect to some of the different entities within these other dimensions, and this can further make way to opening up or corresponding to the specific energies or reverberations of those energetical beings' body or vibratory rates, in order to bring them into the third dimension, okay, which is actually when things start to get hectic and influence starts to come about. And who is influenced during these rituals, or this ritual that the that Travis Scott put on during his performance? The children were actually influenced, and they were actually taken, their lives were taken. So check it out. When you look at the Astroworld stage, it has Travis Scott's mouth, and he has his mouth open in an arc, right? And people walk through it. That is basically an ancient symbol, or it is basically corresponding to the Canaanite god Moloch, which Moloch is the god of child sacrifice. So the Canaanite god Moloch is also portrayed and worshipped with statues of his mouth being opened and arcing like that, to where they would then deliver children through his mouth. And that's how he was basically worshipped. He is a Canaanite god known as Moloch. So do the research and you can see who Moloch is. He is a Canaanite god of child sacrifice. And basically, Moloch, this Canaanite god, is also worshipped and portrayed with his mouth open in an arc and his head basically as a statue. Just as Travis Scott's statue has its mouth open and people are walking through it, the Canaanite god Moloch was portrayed in the exact same way throughout history, with the exact same architect of his own statue. So what I'm trying to get at is that Travis Scott is literally channeling the Canaanite god Moloch to take on the exact same ritualistic traditions, which is mainly of child sacrifice. And then look what happened at the performance that night. There were at least 8 children who were lost, their lives were sacrificed. And this is literally even more correspondent to Moloch's energy. Remember that we are literally eternal in nature. The whole thing about it is that they don't want you to understand that these gods and these deities are literally still roaming the earth, but they are literally of a completely different dimensional frequency, or a completely different vibrational frequency, meaning you won't see them with the two physical third dimensional eyes. But if you use something of a higher dimension, or something that is capable of perceiving within the higher dimensions, like your mind or even your consciousness or awareness, then you can understand how it is not a phenomenon that you can see with the two physical eyes, but more so with your consciousness, a higher dimensional degree, or a higher dimension basically is being able to be perceived by the fifth dimension, or by the consciousness, by your consciousness. So basically what I'm trying to get at is that Travis Scott is putting on these performances, and in all actuality, they're not just music performances, they're literally rituals, okay? And they oftentimes are channeling these gods or these deities to take on their form of delivering their worship. And in this case, the god that Travis Scott was channeling, or channels, is Moloch. He is a Canaanite god of child sacrifice, and there was most definitely child sacrifice involved in his latest performance. And this was not coincidence. Once again, it wasn't no accident. It was all of an influence from these gods that he channels. And also in this way, he is literally supporting the Archons, which the Archons, if you do not know, are the builders of the physical universe. They keep souls within the physical realm, and they don't allow souls to move into those higher spiritual dimensions, or heavens as they can call them. And to basically this is what Travis Scott's role is. This is why he's paid so much. This is why he's so wealthy, because he's paid by the Matrix in order to keep people in the physical realm. And he'll do this in any way, even if it involves channeling a Canaanite god Moloch in order to basically sacrifice children and keep people in fear due to this, growing that negative energy and keeping it in the earth in order to keep it stirred and alive, which is a malefic force, obviously. You can do all your own research. Once again, just know that Travis Scott is channeling the Canaanites. For one, he is a Canaanite in descendant, and the Canaanites worshipped further Moloch. So Moloch is most definitely still being channeled and brought into the earth for child sacrificial traditions and rituals, through music. Obviously, this is what music is for, not specifically this malefic of a ritual, but music is all about connecting us to eternity, and through music we can connect to all the different gods and deities. But it just so happens that Travis Scott is connecting with his music to such a malefic deity, which is Moloch, okay? And it goes so much deeper too. Not only is his mouth correspondent to Moloch, the god of child sacrifice, or the statue of Travis Scott with his mouth open to where people walk in. But also the stage is literally geometrically a cross and a portal. So if you look at the stage from an aerial view, you see an upside down cross, right? The cross is actually very, very misinterpreted, and what it is actually used for is it is a type of pendant that was used back in the day for protecting oneself from specific energies, okay? But whenever you put it upside down, it forms a completely different purpose because of the fact that the geometrical structure is actually very much conducting a certain type of energetical field, and this energetical field allows a certain spiritual process to be taken into place, okay? And further, this the stage, his stage, is basically an upside down cross, right? And this allows a giant energy field to basically be formed, and this energy field vortexes back into the deeper part of the stage. And this deeper part of the stage is further geometry, physical geometry, and it actually encapsulates or further connects with that energetical vortex that cross, or that upside down cross that the stage is basically forming, to basically create some sort of portal on a higher dimension within that dimension of that that child ritual, or that sacrificial child ritual. So during the performance, there was children sacrificed, and all of the spiritual energy that was basically being stirred up was only being utilized by this upside down cross, which the stage is basically geometrically forming, right? And then it basically conducts that energy from the crowd and those child sacrifices. It takes in that energy, it vortexes it around, and then further the stage, like the part of the stage that opens up, not the runway part of the stage, but the backmost part of the stage. It's basically connecting with that vortex of energy that the runway part of the stage basically conducts or creates. And then that further allows a portal to open at the backmost part of the stage, using or utilizing the crowd's energies, and then it literally drains them and brings it to a peak with the child sacrifice. Obviously, that was the peak of that spiritual phenomena, or that portal opening. And then that portal opening further makes way into the basically the realms of malefic beings or lower dimensional beings. And then that's how Travis Scott is literally an entity who is literally just opening up these portals so that lower dimensional entities can enter into the earth plane and then bring about a mess to it, you know, just as a movie about like portal openings. You know, I don't know which movie specifically. I do know that the animated movie TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, had a similar process to this, where they went about opening these portals so that all of these lower dimensional entities can basically enter into the earth and then make a mess of it. So that is exactly what Travis Scott is doing, but he is doing this in the real world, okay? And they had to get the idea from somewhere. In order to make these movies with these ideas, they have to get these ideas from somewhere. They aren't purely imaginative or they aren't purely fictional. Remember, Pablo Picasso says that everything that you can imagine is real. So ideas in movies or things that they do in movies don't just come from anywhere, they come from somewhere, okay? They're all based on truth. And the truth is that Travis Scott is opening up these portals into the lower dimensions so that lower dimensional malefic entities can come and completely ruin the earth. And of course, you aren't going to be able to see it with the two physical eyes because it isn't a third dimensional process. It's of a higher dimension because it is of a metaphysical dimension. It is more subtler in vibration. So you won't see it with your two eyes because they're of a third dimension, but you can see it with your consciousness or your awareness, which is it's a whole nother eye. Okay, it's a whole nother eye capable of perceiving the subtler and higher dimensions, which is why I am able to pull in this information with my consciousness in order to bring it to your consciousness, which is also a higher dimensional um, awareness that is actually allowing you to come into understanding exactly how such a phenomena is possible. Okay, now I'm doing my best to physically explain all of this out because it is the truth. Okay, as much as I can tune into, obviously. Also, not only does Travis Scott open up these portals, but a lot of the music industry is getting paid so much to open up these portals. And this is why they're so wealthy. This is why they sell their souls. People who sell their soul, it is their job to open up these portals and keep the earth lower dimensional with all of these entities. Okay, they are literally building the underworld here on earth, and that is why they're paid so much, and that's why they sell their soul, and that's why they can't say what they want, or that's why they don't have the freedoms of some of the independent artists, because they literally are that's what they're doing. They sold their soul just to open up these portals to release these lower dimensional entities to bring the earth to a state of destruction on a plane in which you don't always perceive third dimensionally. Okay, and that is a little bit of the hidden conspiracies or the hidden dimensions of Travis Scott's performance, and that's basically Travis Scott uncovered. So I do thank you guys for watching once again, and I hope you did enjoy the video today on the music industry and Travis Scott's latest ritual and or performance and even or portal opening. So once again, I hope I did expand your knowledge a bit more. I hope I did get you mentally stimulated and emotionally fluctuated. And I hope you do enjoy this type of content. Drop a like, drop some comments, and let me know if you want to see more about this type of stuff. And I will start to deliver more of this type of content on the music industry and even some of the spiritual and malefic natures of it. So Make sure to subscribe to my channel and help me reach 100 subscribers. Also, drop a like on this video for me if you enjoyed. Make sure to enjoy your afternoon. Make sure to get out into nature. Peace, one love, one heart, and one mind. I love you guys once again. Peace out.